I didn't quite catch the intro in time, but here's most of it. I assume that's us. Nathan Sharp's here. Holy shit. Alright. This tells us who's character voicing in this game, so that's the thing. Weird things are occurring. Apparently that's us. Now it's someone else. Alright. I hope the god of this song isn't copyrighted. Otherwise we're in for a bad time. Ah, hexagons. That's a thing. Weird void creatures. Apparently this can happen. Okay. Now we're in it, kids. Welcome to Crystalline. It is a alright. When it actually loads them properly, I'll tell you. I'll set about here-ish, maybe? That seems about right. I'll leave this here. I'm not going to skip on red, and I'm not going to full screen this. So, alright. So what this game is, it's a visual novel, but it's more like a choose your own adventure sort of thing. My understanding of it is you don't have to romance the quote-unquote love interest in this game. So that's a thing. Anyway, I've only seen about maybe 5 minutes of this game, just for like testing purposes and stuff to see how it ran and all that good stuff. And well, it runs fine. So guess now's a good time to kick in. We can name in our male MC's first name. It starts as Pixel, because the company that made this game is called Pixel Fade, which is an indie company that's based in Ontario, Canada. Anyway, so I'm going to do this, and this will be my last name. Why not? The library is far more quiet than I would have expected this time of night. The only sound is the gentle hum of the air conditioner. Whoa, that was too close. I blink my eyes wide open, then I stifle a yawn as I stretch to wake myself up. Focus! Finals are just around the corner, so I can't afford to slack off. Glancing around me, I notice I'm the only person left in the study cubicles. It's getting pretty late. I'll go back to the dorms as soon as I finish this last chapter. I flip through the book. Only a few more pages to go. I can do this. Sealing my resolve, I refocus on my textbook. Then fade to black. The words on the book blur together as my eyelids grow heavy. I fight to keep my eyes open, but my lids continue to droop. I'll just rest them for a second. Something jerks me awake and my eyes blink open. A bright light illuminates the room, blinding me till all I can see is a stark whiteness. Right now it's black. I throw my arm over my eyes to shield it from the light. Ah! After a few seconds pass, the light seems to dim, but doesn't feel like the same fluorescent glow of the library bulbs. Carefully, I unwind and bring my arm down, squinting at a pale blue sky. A mild breeze tussles my hair. Blades of grass tickle my neck as they wave in the wind. Where am I? I'm about to push myself up off the ground when something pops into view. A round blue bob of two dark eyes blinks at me.
Boy?
Excuse me? It bobs slightly, like pudding. When it notices my stare, it opens its small mouth and takes a dainty bite of my nose. Hey! The creature's bite doesn't sting, but feels like a cool splash of water. Before I can take another, I scramble to my feet. A creature tumbles off of my head and falls to the ground. Once it lands, it shakes itself off with a gelatinous tremble, clearly unfazed. Excuse me? It hops onto my foot and opens its mouth again. I quickly shake it off. It rolls off my foot and into the dirt, then rights itself again. Alright, so apparently every character other than myself is voiced in this game. So we're gonna hear some voice acting, which is a first in the Nyttel's Lost Book Club thing. Other than the weird interjections that are sometimes said in Scout Academy. Anyway, aside from that, it pouts and continues to watch me, but doesn't attempt another bite. What is that thing?
Poi?
It keeps saying poi. It cocks its head as if wondering the same about me. That's unsettling. I take in the scattering of trees around me. Their tall branches kiss the sky. There's a winding dirt trail which weaves through the trees. As I follow it with my gaze, I see smoke billowing out of thatched roofs of a village in a far distance. Where am I? The last thing I remember is studying at the library. That's it. I must have fallen asleep. I am now dreaming.
Poi?
Poi? I glanced down at the blue creature. What? At my response, it leaps up.
Poi, poi!
Oh no! Whoa! I scramble away from it and it lands back on the ground with a soft thud. That thing can jump pretty high. I need to be careful. What's your deal?
Poi!
It wants to play? Poi? It leaps again. I again retreat. Stop that. I dodge as it jumps, then I begin to run. To my surprise, the blob keeps pace with a series of nimble bounces.
Poi, poi!
It does not want to stop. Seriously, stay back. It must just have one long leap. I turn around the corner of a sturdy tree to avoid it. I don't notice the other person until too late. Oh, fuck. We painfully collide. I lose my balance before toppling over. Oh no. Amelie, oh no. Fortunately, my hands catch myself, protecting my fall. When I open my eyes, I see a woman. Oh no. We've seen this scene too many times before. And I forgot to make my mouse... Oh wait, my mouse is active, never mind. Her eyes are scrunched shut and her mouth is twisted into a grimace. Her long blonde hair is splayed out around her. As she lets out a small groan, she blinks open her eyes and fixes her gaze upon me. Our first choice. We're in a dream. We think. I'm going to imagine that... Well, we're the self-insert, obviously. So I feel like it's going to be like one of those things where you act as if you're dreaming. I don't think I would ever say out loud, the dream becomes a wet dream. So we're not picking that one for obvious fucking reasons. I also don't realize that this is an isekai type of setting and we're in a fucking dream. Therefore, we're going to say, my bad. As I meet her gaze, my face flushes and I push myself up to my feet. I'm so sorry, are you hurt? I extend a hand. She hesitantly accepts it, and I help her up.
Just a little sore, but otherwise I'm fine. Are you hurt?
We got it. No, I'm fine. I'm sorry, again, I should have paid more attention to where I was going.
It's partially my fault. I was distracted.
So, there are physics in this game. There's like, in the other games that this dev developed, there's like a weird technology they have going on where it's almost like VTuber models, but 2D. Something weird like that. Anyway.
Poi?
Boy. The creature is right by my foot again. Are you serious? You're still here? The one looks surprised.
A pongo!
Alright, they're pronounced pongos. Got it. We got it. Pongo. Jeez, all that Paka... all that Pokemon last night is making me see... Pokemon! That's great. It's making me see things.
Poke a man?
Pokemon? Oh no!
Poi poi?
Pongo's interested in the Pac-Man. The Pango bobs up and down by my foot, nudging me with its head.
Aw, he's a cute one.
Oh no. He?
Yeah, you can tell by the shape of his eyes.
Really? Oh.
I think he wants you to hold him.
Oh boy. Guess we're holding him. I'm gonna agree. How can you tell?
He's not being subtle about it.
Oh. Pango hops onto my foot and looks up at me.
Poi!
I get to hold a slime. Okay. I bend down and he bounces to my palm. He feels cold to the touch and surprisingly solid for being kind of gelatinous.
Poi!
We're holding a slime. He chirps happily as he rolls over in my palm. Whoa. The one leans in and uses a finger to gently tickle the Pongo. He chirps again and shivers.
Oh, his laugh is so adorable.
My god. He continues to tickle him and he rolls over from laughing.
Oops.
Oh no! She stops tickling him and pets him on the head instead. He snuggles against her hand and sighs contently.
Poi.
Pongo is happy to be here. Using her other hand, she raises her gauntlet and seems to offer it to the Pongo. The Pongo stares at it, then turns his head away and hops onto my shoulder before nestling against me.
Poi. A Pongo who refuses magic energy?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Are you a mage?
I don't fucking know. Do we respond in RPG talk, or do we just say we're a... Oh no, this is bad. I'm not a level 110 Frost Mage. Fuck WoW. I'm gonna say, no, I'm a warrior. No way, how I expect fire. What?
A fighter? Where's your weapon?
My fist? Yes, I fist. I'm a monk secretly. Right here. He raised an eyebrow.
You keep saying such strange things.
Yes, we do. She holds up her gauntlet and a faint pale light glows. It pulses rhythmically. As she holds it closer to me, it quickens until the pulses almost look like one long pulse. She blinks in surprise.
Wait, this heightened energy activity, it's you?
What the fuck? She analyzes the magic swirly thing on her gauntlet.
I don't see a discharger on you.
That's fucking weird.
So then,
I'm not a
how
robot.
is it possible for you to have such a high magical energy reading?
I don't fucking know.
Are you carrying crystals?
No. Not that I know of, at least.
Never mind. It doesn't look like you're carrying crystals. Or anything for that matter.
I'm not naked, am I? I don't know what's going on right now. I was in the library studying for finals and somehow I woke up here. God damn it! We fucking blew our cover immediately.
Are you from the Mage Academy?
Maybe. I don't think I'm from Wolf Hall. I can tell you that much for certain. The what?
Mage Academy.
Oh no. I rub my temples. Okay, I think I've dozed off long enough. Time to wake up now. He blinks in confusion.
You are awake.
Oh no! No, this is a dream. He frowns.
I can assure you this is not a dream.
Oh great, we've been isekai'd. Do we believe you, or do we pinch test? I mean, we felt the nibbling. I think we've already done the pinch test at this point. May, she's right. Everything here feels too real, even for a dream. We fell asleep in our book. It turns out it was the secret to the fourth dimension. Oh, thanks for that, Flatland. Anyway, I nod. So, if this place isn't a dream, then where are we?
We're in Meadow Hill.
Of course. Metal Hill, where's that?
It's a part of the Kingdom of Havengard, of course.
Oh boy! We're learning today, folks. Avangard. He looks at me like I'm crazy.
It's the largest of the 3 kingdoms.
Great.
Actually,
Wait a minute.
where are you from?
I'm from New York. Fucking. I fucking called it. We're from New York.
New York?
No. Yes. And no part of the USA. What the fuck's a USA?
USA. USA?
Yes, we're from Little USA. No, United States of America.
United States of what?
God
Never
damn it.
mind that for now.
Yeah, we're gonna gloss over that point. We're from New York, but who fucking
You
cares?
don't have any crystals, and you don't have a discharger. Have you casted recently?
No. The only thing I cast is myself to sleep.
Then the amount of energy reading doesn't add up.
Weird. I noticed that she has, well, the gauntlet that's been referenced is probably this thing. Why is her other hand not gauntleted? I guess we'll find out later. Whichever runs through me as reality begins to set in. This really isn't a dream. Any ideas? She shakes her head. And we see it in motion.
Maybe the Mage Academy can provide answers.
Well, I guess it's time to go to a fucking Mage Academy. Mage Academy, that's a start. Sounds good to me. How do I get there?
Oh, it's in the center of Illumia.
Where the fuck's Illumia? Where?
Illumia. You follow the path going north until you arrive at the crossroads. Then you head...
Her voice trails off as she notices my expression.
I'm actually heading back there now. You can come along if you want.
Thank God. As I contemplate her offer, I look over her again. Can I trust her? Her posture is naturally straight and gives her an air of authority. She did mention she was out here on some sort of official investigation. Plus, she seems friendly enough. This doesn't seem like a sting operation. I think we're fine. Besides, if I don't go with her, then I'll be wandering around on my own. As me finding this page can be alone without running into any unsavory people are not promising. I can't risk that. I need to find a way back home. I nod. Thanks. I'm Nyttel, by the way.
I'm Leanna. Leanna Dawn.
Leanna Lai? Oh, Leanna Dawn. Okay. Nice to meet you. I hold out my hand for her to shake, but she just stares at it. After keeping my hand out for a few seconds, I begin to feel awkward. Her expression changes to curiosity as she gingerly takes my hand. I grin broadly as I shake her hand firmly. She's a bit startled, but when her gaze meets, she matches my smile.
It's nice to meet you too.
We've introduced to her the handshake. I look at her questioningly as she continues to shake my hand. She slips her hand away and blushes.
Shall we get going then?
I do not see the blush. Ready when you are. Leah nods and brings us back onto the path. Then she walks in the direction of the village. The Pongo follows us, staying a step behind. So we are a slime, some kind of a magic detecting person, and Jack Final Fantasy. I'm Jack Final Fantasy now. We traveled for quite some time together. This will load up things like the menu, the saves, and... we can save and load. It's been pretty silent. I wonder if I should say something. I'm going to ask, fuck, what do I do? Guess they have Ryder here. So, not that I complain, but what exactly were you doing out in the field?
The field?
Where you found me?
Oh, there have been rumors of high energy readings around Meadow Hill, so I was sent to investigate. I had already checked out the surrounding area, and there'd been no clear source for all that excess energy until today.
When you met me. I haven't in the field for very long before you found me, though.
You might be a byproduct of whatever created the energy spike in the first place.
Alright, so were we Final Fantasy summoned? Is that what's happening here? What do you think that was?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen readings of that level before. The Mage Academy should be able to help explain.
Yeah, I fucking hope so. Wonder what it takes to become a mage. Can we be a mage? So, besides magic, what else does the Mage Academy teach?
Oh, all the basics. How to use a manipulator, how to control your energy, the many usages and differences between crystals and spheres.
Ah. I'm gonna ask about that. What exactly is this crystal stuff you keep mentioning?
You mean the difference between crystals and crystal spheres?
Oh.
Well, when we refer to crystals, we mean the raw crystals, whereas crystal spheres are the usable refined state.
So this is almost like making orbments and trails in the sky. Got it. Alright. That's helpful, but I meant crystals in general. He stares at me and narrows her eyes if I'm trying to judge if I'm serious.
It's the power source for, well, everything.
It's Ragnite! We got it! I look blankly at her.
You don't use crystals where you come from?
No, we use things that kill the fucking planet. No. Her mouth falls open and she looks at me in bewilderment.
With no crystals, what else do you use to power things?
Like I said, lots of stuff. I count off on my fingers. Sun, water, wind, nuclear fission, fossil fuels like coal and oil. God damn it! We decided to bring in nuclear fission. I always wanted to each eye on my list. She doesn't speak, but I'm not finished. Geothermal, waves, tidal, hydrogen.
Okay.
We get it. It's a lot of stuff. We have science on our side.
I get it.
She has
you have your own
crystals.
Methods of energy. many methods.
Leanna's eyes sparkle as she falls into a pensive silence. A small smile plays her lips when she considers what I've said. I might have overwhelmed her a little, but she actually seems interested in all of our methods for harnessing energy. Like, the souls of our victims. Wait, what? I'll ask her about Pongos. I glance behind us again. As just I expected, Pongo hops along. So the Pongo's still following us. Glance back and grins.
That's not too surprising.
Why not?
Pongos are attracted to magical energy. That's why it was so strange that it showed no interest in my manipulator.
But showed interest in me. Still following us, though. The game...
It's following you.
Oh, okay. The game briefly froze there. That was weird.
My readings showed you're full of magical energy. As far as the Pongo is concerned, you're a buffet.
Oh boy. Huh. Does that mean he's gonna eat us? I think over what Leanne said. Look at the Pongo one more time. This time he looks right back at me and his eyes crinkle as he splits into a huge grin.
Boy.
Yep. He leaps up into the air and reaches the height of my waist. Whoa.
Boy.
It's what dogs do to me all the time. They jump at my waist and hit me in the nose with their nose. It's a bad time. He jumps high again. Leanna giggles.
I think he's tired of hopping.
I will carry him. I guess it can be kind of hard to keep up when you're so much smaller than us. I hold out my hands and the Pongo hops right into my palm. But he doesn't stop there. Fucking react, he hops on my shoulder and jumps again to land on top of my head.
Boy.
I have Pongo helmet. You look here in that hair. Leah giggles again. What's he doing?
Nothing. He's just so happy.
He reaches out a finger to stroke the Pongo, who chirrups contentedly. Lena's smile broadens. Then she clears her throat as she tries to take on a more serious expression. Her steps quicken as she resumes walking. I'll ask about the gauntlet. Without seeming too suspicious, I try to get a better look at her gauntlet. What was that thing she was doing with it earlier? Leanne notices me staring and shifts uncomfortably.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I was just curious about your gauntlet.
Oh, my manipulator?
Oh. Yeah, sure.
All mages have a manipulator. It's how we use energy to interact with the elements around us.
Wait, you mean you can cast spells?
I suppose that's one way to phrase it.
Hmm. Whoa, can you show me something cool? Can you show me a magic trick? Wait, what?
Like what?
I don't know. I'm gonna say anything. I don't know, do anything. Because I don't think she knows about the fucking magic missile attack. And I think tornadoes would turn out to be a bad idea in this area that looks clearly like a plains. Her face brightens. She lifts up her gauntlet and points towards the Pongo. He levitates in the air, much to the Pongo's surprise. Now is levitating above my head. As he hovers in the air, he looks in awe around him and opens his mouth, trying to eat the air. Yeah, giggles and gently places him back down. Whoa, that was amazing. Lena smiles shyly as he brushes a stray lock of hair behind her ear.
It was nothing.
What else can he do?
There's a lot more my manipulator can do, but I think it's best if I conserve the energy for now.
Makes sense. I nod. Yeah, that makes sense. Fucking knew it. Listen for the sounds of wildlife as you continue walking. I can hear the usual song of birds and the faint whoosh of wings flapping in the air. Occasionally, there's rustle amid the trees, and I even spot the bugs buzzing around my eyes. It all feels very familiar, reminding me of home. Lena clears her throat.
So, you're from USA?
USA, but yeah.
Which kingdom is that in?
Fuck if I know. How should I phrase this? In the kingdom of, North America? Where the fuck is that? She frowns and scratches her neck.
I'm a little ashamed to say I'm not familiar with that place. Where is it?
Not here. On Earth.
Earth?
Okay, time to take a different approach. Let me see if I can explain. Alright, tell me, where are we right now?
In Meadow Hill.
And where's that?
In the kingdom of Havengard.
And where is Havengard?
In the land of Asaria.
And what is that a part of?
Terra, of course.
Okay, so Terra is my Earth. She pauses as I were to sink in, then she gasps.
Wait, are you not from Terra?
Clearly. From what I've heard so far, I'm not. She looks concerned.
How did you get here?
Fuck if I know. I fell asleep into a book and it sucked me here. That's why I'm hoping the Mage Academy can tell me.
Right, but I mean, how did you come to Meadow Hill specifically? Do you remember anything before you were in the field?
I think back. I was studying in the library and I've been extra tired because that's the same day I have my evening class. And I still remember everything about me and my past. Yeah?
Well, at least we know you don't have amnesia.
That's good. She lapsed back into silence, looking thoughtful. I have a lot to think about myself. My head is swimming with everything I've learned so far. Although there are some similarities between Terra and Earth, I've only scratched the surface on all the differences. I mean, these crystals are for everything. I'm sure maybe somewhere there's, like, in the future of this place, there's gonna be, like, a anime World War I and World War II somewhere. Just guessing. Anyway, I really hope the Mage Academy can help explain what's going on, and, more importantly, how I can get back home.
Boy.
It's happy to be here. Pango flips in front of my eyes. I carefully scoop him back into place of my head. Whoa, what happened there? Did you slip?
Boy.
It was a magic trick. Is it my imagination or did that poi sound a little sheepish? Lena looks over and grins.
You were trying to get a good look at our friend here, weren't you?
Ha! I feel a movement on my head as I assume the Pango nods.
Looks like someone got a little adventurous and lost his footing.
Ha!
Boy.
Allow chuckle as Lena giggles. Once the Pango is secured, we continue walking. The sun dips in the sky and bathes the tips of the trees in a soft glow. My feet ache in protest of each step I take and my legs are tight from all the walking. Finally came upon the perimeter of the village. Lena grins as she leads me through the gates.
Here we are, Meadow Hill Village.
Oh boy. I take the time to catch my breath and discreetly rest my burning muscles. Leon hardly seems affected by the long trek. Finally here. I pull my arms into a stretch. Yeah, that's quite the journey. Leon masks a chuckle.
A journey?
Why not? This time she can't quite hold back her laugh.
Let's continue. We can rest at the inn tonight.
Alright. As she resumes walking and zipping away, I ignore my screaming legs and follow her. The village is still bustling with people, even at this time of day. Suppose they're getting in their last errands before nightfall. For the most part, everyone seems focused on their own task. They barely glance at Leanna, but when their gazes are drawn to me, they don't look away. In fact, their steps slow and they crane their necks as we pass. I know how an animal feels at the zoo. Leanna overhears my muttering and watches people around us.
It's your clothes. They're very peculiar.
Oh no, we are Jack Final Fantasy. Fuck! What I'm wearing is normal where I'm from. You notice stares directed at me. Leanna seems equally uncomfortable.
Okay, new plan. Let's stop by the shops before they close. We don't need to draw attention to ourselves.
Thank God. I actively pat my back pocket where I keep my wallet. I don't accept card here or dollars. I don't have any money.
That's okay. I'll take care of it.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
It's understandable given your circumstances.
Yeah. I'll pay you back once I can. No smiles and nods. My change directions leads me towards the adjacent street. There are rows of quaint shops lining both sides of the road. I read the signs as I walk by. Edward's Apothecary, Blackstone Forge, Dragon Scale Armory. Huh.
What is it?
I was just thinking how convenient it is that everything's in English here. English?
English?
I should have expected a question based on how our previous conversation have gone, but I'm still a little taken aback. That's what we're speaking now.
We're speaking common.
Okay, it's common. It's D&D, kids. Huh? Leanna pauses in front of a shop and peers inside. Satisfied, she motions for you to follow.
Never mind. Come on in. We're here.
Common is just what everyone speaks. Anyway, I step into the shop and the first thing I notice is the overpoweringly musty smell of leather. Oh no. It's not surprising, considering the walls are lined with different types of leatherware. A small elderly man emerges from the back. A pair of round glasses sits on his nose as an apron hangs around his neck.
Welcome. Please, take a look around.
Jesus Christ, even this is voice acted. His smile falters when he notices me. Leanna clears her throat.
We're looking for a new wardrobe for my friend here.
Yes, of course.
Shopkeeper blinks back to reality and resumes his pitch.
Well, you've come to the right place. We tan our hides and stitch the pieces ourselves. You won't find any finer quality than here.
Okay. I didn't read that part. Anyway, I check out two seemingly identical leather vests, both of which are marked at different prices. I really can't see a difference between the two. Maybe they boost different... What? Yeah, Leanna. He turns around. Which one of these will... Oh, boy. Is this a trick question? I'm gonna say... Strength? She wrinkles her brows.
Wouldn't that be more reflective of your training?
Fuck. So, none of these raise any stats. What the fuck's a stat? Leah gives you a weird look.
Do your clothes where you come from raise stats?
No. Only if you can consider cool points to be a stat. She looks as confused as before. What the fuck is cool? Never mind. She smiles as we continue perusing. One by one, Leah and I pick out my new outfit. Once all the pieces have been chosen, she goes to haggle with the shopkeeper. I tune out their discussion to watch the people passing by. Their clothing are simple in design, meant to be more functional than aesthetic. To my surprise, everybody walks around armed. This village doesn't seem dangerous, but looks can be deceiving.
Why don't you get changed now? There's a space in the back to give you some privacy.
Thank God. I know I take the clothes from her. Once I've ensured privacy, I quickly get changed. Luckily, these clothes have pockets, so I can just transfer everything over. I pull my wallet, deck of cards, and loose change, next to my phone. I try to turn it on just to see if it'll work, but it doesn't react. The battery must be dead. Or crystals fuck everything up. I get the feeling they don't have wall chargers here. No dip. Shrugging it off, I slip my phone in my pocket too. When I emerge, Leia gives me a once-over. How do I look? She grins and nods in satisfaction.
Wow, look at you, just like a native. This look suits you.
Thank God. I match her grin. Thanks.
Let's go find the inn now.
She heads out of the shop and I follow her. Actually, maybe we can stop by the armory? She pauses and looks curiously at me.
Armory? You want to get a weapon?
Her question is careful, cautious. Girls blend in, right? It's weird that a person wearing leather armor is traveling unarmed. I look like a hostage or something.
You do have a point. Plus, it could come in handy.
Okay. Why do I not like the sound of that?
Do you know how to use a weapon?
Again, although her voice holds no hostility, I can sense her caution. I practice kendo competitively. So, my fist! It's a type of sword fighting where I come from.
I see.
Leia falls silent as she gazes out into the street. After an extended pause, she nods. We head to the forge where raw blades ranging from long swords to short daggers hang from the wall. All the blades look fairly plain, but the steel edges glint dangerously amid the warm glow of the forge. Unlike the previous shopkeeper, the metalsmith ignores us as he pounds out a red-hot blade. Sparks jump from the clanging metal, reminding me of fireflies. And lets me browse the swords. I reach for one that catches my eyes. As I gently remove it from the shelf, I miscalculate its weight and drop it. The steel scratches the ground with a sharp screech. Nelson pauses in his work to glower a warning. Leia looks on in shock.
Careful!
Oh no! There's also, there are guns! I quickly right the sword back up and grip it tightly. Leia now watches me with intrigue.
Is this the first time you've held a sword?
A metal one, maybe. Nothing beyond wooden swords. I take practice swinging and pummel the sword. Luckily, I tighten my grip and get under control. Leia looks uneasy. I swing again, the movement flows naturally. The sword cuts through the air for sharp thwing! I can't help but admire how smoothly it slices. This is high quality craftsmanship. Let's go with this one. As before, Leia discusses the shopkeeper. When she returns, I strap the sword to my belt. We make one more stop to gather supplies for our travel. By the time we're finished, the sun is set and darkness blankets the sky. Oh, the signs are glowing. Town's aglow, soft lights glint from within houses and the lamp post on the streets. As we pass by a lamppost, I peek inside and see a small crystal shining brilliantly. Using the lights to guide us, we find the inn. I assume it's this place. I like the look of these candles, actually. Or crystal candles? I don't know what these are. Crystal lamps? I take a seat on one of the crew tables while Leanna talks to the innkeeper behind the bar. There are a scattering of other patrons, mostly men who sit alone, nursing a tankard of what I assume to be ale. I stifle a yawn. Now that I've had a chance to sit down, I feel the full weight of my fatigue. Luckily, Leanna returns and hands me a key.
This is your room for the night. It's right next to mine.
Okay. Thank you. She nods.
They should be coming out with our dinner soon. Then we should get to sleep. We have an early start tomorrow.
Of course. My stomach grumbles in anticipation. Sorry. Lance smiles as he sits in the empty stool next to mine. Our meals arrive, and I stare at the bowl before me. It's a goopy, thick stew and looks about as appetizing as dog food, but it smells pretty good. What is this?
It's stew.
No shit! What kind of stew?
Rabbit.
Rabbit. I heard it tastes like chicken if cooked right. A brief image of a cute, fluffy bunny flashed across my eyes.
Is something wrong?
Nope, all good. I'm all about trying new foods. Nothing's wrong. This is fine, thanks. I take a tentative bite of my stew.
How is it?
This is even better than I expected. Lana grins as he digs in. I finish eating and Lana cleans her bowl, then the two of us head upstairs. She pauses in front of her room and I stop in front of mine. Good night.
Good night.
I'm about to enter my room when I hear a small voice.
Boy?
Pongo's here! Looking down, I see the Pongo back at my feet. Now that I think about it, ever since we entered the village, he's been awfully silent. Have you been following us this whole time, or did you lose us and find us again? The Pongo blinks twice and bounces.
Boy. Pongos aren't exactly welcomed everywhere.
Oh. It makes sense. Why is that?
Well, they absorb the energy around them, including crystals which are used to light lampposts, or other similar items.
So I'm assuming it was the second answer that he was answering with. Oh, I can see how that would be bad.
I think this guy knew to stay out of sight once we came in here.
What if someone sees him here?
As long as he doesn't stray too close to a crystal, he'll be fine. People only make a fuss when it looks like their crystal might be drained.
I think we're just like a beacon, so that's why Pongo's near us. He reaches towards the Pongo.
Do you want to sleep with me tonight?
Boy.
The Pongo snuggles against my leg, Lena's eyes.
I thought as much.
Goddamn. She opens her door and flashes me one last smile.
Sleep well.
She disappears into her room. Open my door and step through. The Pongo perks up.
Boy.
Let him in. I step away from the door and the Pongo hops in. As I close the door behind him, he continues to hop around the room as if inspecting it. Yawning widely, I collapse onto the bed. The Pongo continues to circle the room. Are you looking for a good place to sleep?
Boy.
He suddenly leaps up and lands on my bed. He bounces to the foot of the bed and wiggles himself to the cozy nest by creating a small crater on top of the blanket. I can't help but grin at the little guy. Good night, Pongo.
Boy.
I roll over in bed, and it's not long before I'm fast asleep. A knock on my door jolts me awake. I sit straight up in the bed and barely notice a tiny yelp as Pongo tumbles to the floor. Hello? The knocking stops.
It's Leanna. Are you about ready?
I rub my eyes and blink at the feeble rays of light outside. What time is it?
It's past dawn. We need to get a move on if we want to make a good time.
Alright. Dawn. There's no good reason anyone should be awake at this hour. But yet, here we are. I attempt to lay back down in my bed when the knocking starts again. Alright, I'll be there in a minute. Then it stops. I yawn and stretch, then notice the Pongo on the floor. What are you doing on the floor, buddy? Weren't you asleep on the bed? Pongo wiggles and shoots me an accusatory look.
Boy.
I glance at the slight indentation on my pillow and back at the blue mass on the floor. Sorry, I didn't mean to knock you off. He looks cautiously made that house onto the bed and up and on my head.
Boy.
He nips at my hair, then jiggles. I guess that means he's forgiven me. I push myself to my feet and begin getting dressed. Once I've grabbed all my things, I push open the door and nearly collide with Leanna. Whoa!
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Leanna nods and leads the way out of the inn. I follow her through town as we head north. It's a lot quieter than when we first arrived as town gradually begins to wake up. We don't run into too many people on the street. All the shops aren't open yet. I can see the shopkeepers busy prepping for the day. Right before we reach the edge of town, a guard stops us.
There's been heightened bandit activity reported on these roads.
Oh, thank you.
Are the roads closed?
No, but until we get a handle on the bandit activity, we're advising everyone to stay in town.
We can't stay.
Where are you headed?
We're headed to Illumia.
The guard notices the sigil on Leanna's manipulator.
You're a mage knight?
He nods. As the guard turns to focus on me, I draw attention to the blade on my hip. He nods gruffly and moves out of the way.
Just be careful out there.
Yes.
Thank you.
She motions for me to follow her. Once we're back on the familiar dirt path, I take one last look at Metal Hill Village where we're focused on the road ahead of me. Our trek along the path is peaceful. The forest gradually awakens with bird song and the scuttling of woodland animals. Having grown up in the city, sounds of nature still startle me, and I glance at every rustle of the leaves. Lana, though, seems unfazed. Her eyes routinely survey her surroundings. Suddenly she freezes. I nearly bump into her. What the?
Shh.
I fall silent as she listens. When she speaks, her voice is a whisper.
Did you hear that?
I strain my ears, looks right out of place. They hear the voices among the trees. Bandits. A strangled stream pierces the air, scaring a flock of birds into flight.
Someone might be in danger.
Somebody in danger, fuck! Her previous caution abandoned. Leanna sprints towards the sound and I follow her heels. We both take cover as the trees open up, revealing a man in a trench coat surrounded by 5 bandits. One more bandit flies motionless on the ground. Upon seeing their fallen comrade, the bandits all unsheathe their weapons. 3 of them hold longswords, and 2 of them point guns. Fuck! There's guns! The trench-coat man doesn't stir. His dark hair falls over his eyes. I can't see his face.
You won't get away from us this time. Take him out.
The man pushes open his coat and draws 2 guns as the bandits converge. Leanna sets her jaw.
Stay here.
As soon as the words fall from her lips, she races out from the trees. Her hair wisps behind her and her white coattails billow in a graceful arc. She moves faster than a human, as if the air is pushing her forward instead of dragging her down. Her gauntlet hand clenches, a blue sphere glows, then disappears as she smashes her fist into the nearest bandit. So she has Stone Fist. He flies away from her and crashes against a tree before crumpling into a heap.
A mage knight?
Ugh!
She must be with him.
Or she's after the bounty. Take her out too.
Oh no! The mysterious man fires a hail of purple blasts at the bandits, catching one of them in the chest. Leanna deflects the sword from another bandit with her own blade. I can't just sit here and do nothing, I have to help. Ignoring Leanna's command, I unsheath my sword and charge into battle. Oh god! Okay, I was not expecting button interactions. Leanna breathes heavily as she surveys the bodies around her. She glances at me and the stranger who's still standing.
Anyone hurt?
I do a gentle pat down of myself and wince at my bruises. Nothing major. Leanna nods and she fizzes with her manipulator. The man stays silent as he inspects his gun. He's here. Now that I have a better look at him, I realize that all his fierce scowl makes him seem tough. He doesn't look that much older than me. His hair has a habit of falling around his eyes, but as he pushes it back, I notice a long scar across one eye. Once satisfied, he tucks his gun back into his belt and gets to his feet. He nods at us.
Thanks.
It's Nathan Sharp. Anyway. Then he turns away.
Wait!
He pauses.
Where are you headed?
Why?
There might be more bandits around. We should team up if we're going in the same direction. Safety in numbers.
He studies us in stony silence. His gaze flicks through a manipulator and relaxes slightly.
Where are you going?
We're headed to Illumia.
Me too.
Thank God. Leanna nods.
You're from the Mage Guild?
Yes, I'm Leanna.
No.
Zach.
Poi poi.
And a pango. And a pongo. And this is our little friend.
I see.
Poi.
Pongo blinks at Zach, who stares him down. Pongo bounces uncertainly.
Poi.
Zach's unblinking stare never wavers, so the Pongo scoots behind my leg for safety.
Now that introductions are over, let's get moving.
Alright, Paulton. Zach waits for us to collect our things, and once we're all set, we head back onto the road. Leanna lead the way, Pongo keeping pace with us, while Zach hangs a few steps behind us. We asked about Zach's weapon, because guns. So, what type of heat is Zach packing?
You mean his discharger?
Oh! What's a discharger? I hear a sound behind us. Zach raises an eyebrow and I turn to look at him.
Did you hit your head or something?
Yes. Man looks a little uncomfortable.
He's not exactly from around here.
Yeah, I'm not.
I see.
There is a pause. So, a discharger is,
It's a weapon that uses crystal spheres to power it.
Ah. So it is a gun with crystal power. So it is a gun.
Maybe?
The fuck is a gun? The spheres are bolts. Well, it's kind of magazines. It looks uncertain. Well, it made sense in my head. I can see why she might be confused, because gun? Never mind, I got it. Thanks.
Sure.
She smiles. I feel Zach's gaze on me, but his expression is hard to read. I saw you during the fight. How are you moving so fast?
Oh, I cast wind magic to manipulate my movements.
Ah. Oh, so like putting on a speed buff.
They're small adjustments, like shifting the draft to move me forward, or using a breeze to help lift me during jumps.
Sounds awesome.
The next time you're lagging behind, I'll use my wind to give you a little boost.
Oh, cool. That would be amazing. I can already imagine myself running like the wind. Nana seems pleased by her reaction. How did Zach know you're in the Mage Guild?
He saw my emblem.
She opens up her arm and points at the sigil and the manipulator. We've seen it before. What exactly does the Mage Guild do?
We investigate any type of magical anomaly. The Mage Guild in Havengard is actually headquartered in Illumia.
Which is where we're heading. Sort of like a police force? Leanna furrows her brow.
Police?
No. Like how detectives go out in the field and solve mysteries.
A little like that.
And that makes sense, though. Both the guard in Malahil Village and Zach relaxed after seeing Leanna's emblem. Well, it looks like the guard's telling the truth. There definitely are bands on this road.
Yeah.
There's something in her voice that makes me think she doesn't completely agree. What is it?
It's just, well, for bandits, they were pretty well equipped.
He stares hard at Zach, but he doesn't react. What does that mean? Are they not bandits? Leah continues to look at Zach.
I'm not sure.
They were bandits.
Yeah, they're bandits, man. She looked sharply at Zach, obviously caught off guard.
Sure.
Yeah. There. That didn't sound too convincing. The subject drops, but I still feel uneasy. Those guys weren't bandits, then who were they? And why were they attacking Zach? Bounty hunters, maybe? The questions circle my mind as the conversation lulls to silence. Leanna leads the way through though she seems to have something on her mind. Zach trails from behind. He remains on heightened alert. We travel together for some time with no further interruptions. I can feel my legs start to burn from all the walking. Leanna squints at the sky.
We should make camp before it gets dark.
Yeah? Zach nods.
There's a good spot up ahead which hides us from view. It'll still give us visibility on any intruders, though.
Cool. Sounds good. Zach leads the way, and soon we reach the clearing. The three of us get to work setting up camp. I roll out my bedroll near the campfire, notice how thinly it spreads on the ground. Can this thing really be comfortable? I guess there's only one way to find out. I lay down in the bedroll and place my heads behind my head. This isn't as bad as I thought. The yawn escapes my lips. I could definitely fall asleep here. My gaze lingers on the night sky above. The moon hangs in the inky sky, dotted with so many prim pricks of silver light. They sparkle vividly, as if trying to chase away the dark. I breathe out, a breath in wonder. Okay, I did add an attack there. We're good. I never knew that stars could shine so brightly. I try to pick out a few constellations, but the star patterns above are unfamiliar.
What are you looking at?
I quickly sit up at the sound of Leanna's voice. She holds two steaming bowls in her hands. I accept one of the bowls with a smile as she sits beside me. Just, admiring the sky. This place is really beautiful. Back where I live, you don't get to see so many stars.
How come?
Light pollution. Our city is filled with so much light that it drowns out the stars. Leanna gazes thoughtfully at the sky.
Right. It's a little harder to see the stars in town than it is out here.
I shake my head. That's not the same. Some nights I don't see the stars at all. Her eyes widen in surprise. She places her chin in her hands.
A night sky without stars.
She looks at me.
What's your world like?
I'm gonna say it's different, but more or less the same. It's kind of like here, but kind of different. She stares at me, waiting for me to elaborate. We don't use crystals or have magic. We definitely don't have pongos. I glance at the pongo snoozing beside me. Nana smiles at his soft snores. But we do have forests and towns. We speak languages and have our own version of cabbies and shops and guilds. We also have weapons and martial arts.
Like Kendo.
Yep, she remembered.
That sounds like it'd be an interesting place to visit. I wonder what it's like to live in a world with no crystals.
That is a curious thought. She tilts her head back and returns her gaze to the sky. Underneath the moonlight, her pale skin seems to glow amidst the darkness. Her face softens as she smiles.
You're right. The stars really are beautiful.
Damn straight. We fall into a comfortable silence as we enjoy the tranquility of the night. After we finish eating and cleaning up, Zach approaches us.
It's getting late.
Leanna nods.
I'll take first watch so you can rest.
All right. I'll take second watch.
I guess it just leaves me with third. Zach stares unblinkingly at me while Leanna coughs nervously.
That's okay. We had an early start, and I'm sure you're tired. We should rest up and sleep through the night.
Alright, thanks. She smiles warmly.
Good night, then.
Good night. Zach nods, and Leanna crawls into her bedroll. As she lies down, Zach positions himself against a tree and takes a seat. Sure. If we're going to be traveling together, I should make an effort to get to know what kind of person he is. I walk over to Zach. Hey. Mind if I sit? He gestures for me to join him, so I do. Obviously, I'll have to lead the conversation. So, how's the weather? Fuck! That's not a way to lead a conversation. Zach stares at me. Alright, let's switch gears. Are you a cat or a dog person?
Is this going anywhere?
No. Trying to build some trust here, but you got to meet you halfway. Zach looks away. Great, I guess he doesn't want to talk.
Dog.
What?
I prefer canines.
He refers to canines. Oh, cool. The silence creeps in again. So we're all going to Illumia.
Yep.
What brings you there?
I'm meeting someone.
Oh, a friend?
Someone from work.
Ah. What do you do?
I'm a mercenary.
Mercenary, got ya. This is badass. Seriously, that's so cool. Jack shifts uncomfortably. His stony facade cracks and reveals his surprise.
Okay. So, why are you going to Illumia?
That's taking me to the Mage Academy. He studies me again.
Are you a mage? You don't have a manipulator.
I shake my head. No, I'm looking for answers. He nods, understanding, doesn't pry. Although I try to stop it, a yawn escapes.
You should get some sleep. We have an early start in the morning.
That sounds familiar. I push myself to standing. Good night. He nods. I lay down in my bedroll and scooch around until I get comfortable. I try closing my eyes to sleep, but something still doesn't feel right. Oh yeah, I need a pillow. Sitting up, I look around for anything I can use. My gaze falls on the Pongo who now rests beside Leanna. I don't want to abuse the Pongo. I'll just make do. Little Pongo rolls over in his sleep. I don't want to disturb him, plus that would be pretty rude. I don't find anything else suitable and decide to just make do without one. Lying back down in the bed, I close my eyes and eventually drift to sleep. A dull throbbing in my back pulls me awake. I hadn't fully appreciated the magic of mattresses until now. Beyond escapes, I stretch widely. Aside from the achiness, I actually feel well rested. I sit up and glance around. Zach leans against the tree with his head down. His hair covers his eyes, so I can't tell if they're open or closed. Regardless, his hands rest on the handles of his dischargers. Creepy. Looking around again, I fail to spot Leanna. Where did she go? I think I hear her crying in the distance. Is that her? I should go investigate. Crossing over a hill, I see Leanna practicing in an open field. She grips her blade in a fighting stance, her face stern with concentration. She swings her blade in a high arc, and with a graceful spin. Judging by how fluid and accurate her movement is, it's clear she's dedicated many years to perfecting her craft. Her hair whisks around as she turns, but never seems to blow in her face. Even with heavy armor, her movements are still nimble, as if she's wearing no armor at all. I wonder if all that has to do with her wind magic. Once she notices me, she lowers her sword.
Oh, sorry. Did I wake you? I moved out here so I wouldn't disturb you.
No, I was already up. I didn't see a cab, so I came looking.
Gotcha.
Pongo's here. Glancing out at my feet, I spot the baby Pongo. Leanna giggles.
Looks like you guys are best friends already.
That's right, I totally did not use the Pongo as a pillow in my sleep. The best of friends, isn't that right? The Pongo nods excitedly.
Boy.
It's pretty early. Do you always begin your mornings with a warm-up? Man nods.
It helps me wake up and prepare for the day ahead.
I see.
Also, it's become a part of my routine, so it just doesn't feel right when I don't do it.
I know what you mean. I can't really go through any morning routine from Earth here on Ontario. It feels a bit strange.
Right.
Anna looks down. The awkwardness creeps into the silence. She probably took that in a negative way, which wasn't my intention. That's okay, though. I can always make a new routine.
New routine?
I unsheath my blade and grip it. This morning practice you do seems like a good place to start. He grins.
Considering how well you handled yourself yesterday, I'm curious to see what's the extent of your skill set.
I smirk. Only one way to find out. So what's the lesson today, senpai? Fucking... God damn it. I was hoping I'd never see that word again in these things.
Sand pie?
It's even better than I thought. No, I shake my head. Never mind. She blinks and refocuses the match fighting stance by raising her sword.
Since you already have some experience with the blade, sparring will be the best way to gauge your skills.
Alright. So I guess we're fucking sparring. I tighten the grip on my blade. Ready when you are.
Here I come!
I get some more clicks. Leia dashes towards me. Her movements seem slower than what they were during the bandit fight. Seems like she isn't using her wind magic. Well, obviously I don't have wind magic, so that would probably be why. We win? Somehow I managed to keep pace with her. Every time I think about the upper hand, her intensity increases until we're equally matched again. Even so, I could feel her holding back. Without using magic, Mage Knights are still a formidable opponent with the sword, especially if they're anything like Leanna. We go back and forth a few more swings till Leanna strikes from above. I hurriedly block with my sword, but I lose my balance in my hurry and topple to the ground, laying on my back. Oof. Leanna kneels down beside me.
Your fundamentals are solid. If you keep practicing, I'm sure you'll be a formidable warrior in no time.
Okay. That's pretty high praise when it's coming from you. She smiles and blushes. Leanna extends a hand over and helps me back on my feet.
It would be better if I could watch you spar with someone else. That way, I can see your movement from different angles and give you better feedback.
Yeah? Unless Pongo can use the sword, the only other option is Zack. I look around and spot Zack leaning against a tree closer to our sparring location. He watches us with his arms crossed. Wait, how long has he been there? Then it rushes over to him.
Zack! Would you be willing to duel with him?
She points to me.
I'd like to get a better look at his technique.
He merely stares at her.
Oh, right. You need a blade.
Leanna hands her blade to Zack. He takes it from her and inspects it.
What are the rules of the duel?
Standard spar. Be the first one to knock your opponent to the ground.
Okay. Zack nods and heads towards the field. As Leanna turns to me, we share a glance. That was surprisingly easy. I guess it's not in a mercenary's nature to back down from a fight, even if it's a fake one.
Are you two ready?
I step a decent distance away from Zack and ready my blade. Yep. I was ready as I'm gonna fucking be. Zack continues to stand there. I look at Leanna and she just shrugs. He nods.
Okay, begin!
I rush forward. And suddenly I'm on the ground, staring up at the sky with an aching pain in my chest and the wind knocked out of me. I groan.
Strange. I thought he'd last at least 2 shots.
He fucking shot me.
Zack!
What?
Why did you use your discharger?
Why not?
Leah steps forward.
The whole point was to have a sword match with him.
You didn't list that as a rule.
Jesus Christ. Her frustration is evident in her voice.
Why else would I give you my sword?
Why did you give me your sword?
For you to use!
Got fucking shot. Because technicality wasn't listed in the rule set. She snatches her blade back from Zack and heads over to me.
Are you hurt?
My pride. So this one feels like to be emasculated twice. My gaze drifts past Leanna to the blue sky behind her. At least the view is nice. Leia helps me up again.
The one and only lesson you need to know when fighting. Do whatever it takes to win.
Okay, that's a good lesson, Zack. Just give me a gun. As soon as he's done speaking, Zack turns around and heads back to the campsite. Leanna huffs.
Mercenaries can be so annoying sometimes.
He's probably seen some shit. Make sure he's taking on source jobs because he's some really unsavory types. That probably influences their battle ethics and code for survival to be more brutal than others. They apologize my words.
That's true.
I have the insight for once. Okay, we pack up our things and clear up the campsite. Then we continue our journey. As we walk, we slip into a comfortable silence. Zack lingers behind Leanna and I while the Pongo returns to the huge spot on my head. After a few hours, it doesn't feel like we're getting any closer. In fact, we're not. We're in a time loop. How long until we reach Lumia?
We'll need to stop at Raven Pass to restock and spend the night. But if we continue to make good time, we'll reach Illumia by midday tomorrow.
Nice. One more day of walking. If only I brought my BitFit, I would have daily steps done for a lifetime. Actually, I have a feeling that the battery would be dead in that too. I nod and we fall back into silence. By mid-afternoon, we arrived at the gates of a settlement even smaller than Metal Hill Village. The town consists of an inn and a few shops. The bare essentials. They probably never see travelers like us peel past and through on their way to Lumia.
Okay, we should stock up on supplies.
I'll be making a stop at the weaponsmith.
Jack passed the 2 holster discharges by his side. Now I think about it, I only saw him use one during the bandit ambush. The other one must have already been damaged.
I'll check out the shop since my weapons are okay on repairs.
I'll go with you. Ned smiles. Zack nods.
See you soon then.
He turns down another path.
Let's go.
Ned smiles back at me as she leads the way to the shops. Wait up! Word up! We find the general store with ease, since the marketplace itself is quite small. In fact, I'm surprised by how busy the store is. I guess if you're the only general store around, business is bound to be good. As Leia picks out a couple items, I look around the shop. I notice people of all backgrounds, their clothing range from the leather I've seen in Metal Hill to intricately embroidered robes. They really do all types traveling through here. Once Leia's finished, I follow her to the counter to pay for her items.
Will that be all for today?
And nods.
Your total comes to 34 coins.
Cool.
34 coins for these? It should be at most 30.
The shopkeeper frowns apologetically. He doesn't seem too happy about the price either.
I'm sorry, miss. The goods themselves are only 20 coins. The rest of the cost is the 70% tax.
Oh shit. That's fucking ridiculous. I'm gonna stay quiet. It's not my place to say anything. Taxes are fucking different here. Lena furrows her brow.
I don't remember the tax being so high in the past.
The mayor only recently increased the tax.
Has no one asked why? It doesn't seem fair.
The man nods.
We did in the beginning, but then the mayor hired enforcers of the new law.
Weird. Lena frowns, but doesn't say anything more. Shopkeeper continues to look apologetic as he gestures at her items.
I'm really sorry about this, miss, but I don't have any other choice.
I understand. It's not your fault.
She hands over the coins.
Thank you for understanding. Safe travels.
As we head out, Leah seems quieter than usual. Are you okay?
Something about this just doesn't seem right. New tax rules and new guards to enforce them? I came through here only a few days ago on my way to Meadow Hill, and the tax hadn't been changed then. It all seems too sudden.
Wonder if there's dick bags in the background. About what's going on here. I have blinks.
Really?
I nod. We can't just leave it alone if something foul is at play here. Leanne smiles.
You're right. Anyway, let's go meet up with Zack.
Yes. I nod. We make our way to the lane of armory and smiths and peek through a few shop windows where we spot Zack. A guard looms over him. Uh-oh, this doesn't look promising. Leia frowns as we enter the shop.
This doesn't concern you. Stay out of it.
It became my concern when you threatened him in front of me.
Oh shit!
Threatened? All I told him was what may happen to his store if he doesn't pay up for these protective services.
Leave. Now.
The guard laughs.
What makes you think I'd listen to you?
color drains from the guard's face.
2 dischargers with purple spheres and a black trench coat.
Oh shit.
It can't be.
Zach shifts slightly, increasing the ferocity in his eyes. The guard tries to hide his fear of false bravado. He turns towards the shopkeeper.
You're lucky your friend was here today.
But tomorrow, I'm gonna make you pay.
He won't always be here, though.
After imparting one last subtle threat, the guard hurries out of the shop, brushing past Leanna and I. Zach relaxes in the shopkeeper's eyes in relief.
Thank you.
That have to do with this new tax you mentioned?
The shopkeeper nods.
The taxes just keep growing. I've tried to keep my prices as low as possible for the customers, but then our taxes grow and, well, you saw what happens next.
Oh shit. His fingers tremble as he takes back the discharger. I think he's still shaken up by what happened.
I'm sorry. I still need a few more minutes to finish up the repairs. It would have been done by now if we hadn't been interrupted.
Fucking hell. Goddamn enforcers. Zach nods. Weaponsmith gives him a grateful smile as he returns to his workroom. Tax issues again.
It looks like it's affecting all of the stores. And it's only going to get worse.
I'm not going to let it escalate.
That's right. Leah and I glance at Zach in surprise.
You two head to the inn. I have something to take care of first.
What are you planning to do?
I'm going to pay a visit to the mayor.
I feel like we need to help. We're coming too. Zach looks surprised.
Something here is just not right. We can't sit by and do nothing.
Shopkeeper turns to place Zach's charger on the counter.
All fixed.
Thanks. Here.
Zach offers coins to the vendor, who shakes his head.
Please, don't worry about it. You've already done me a huge favor by helping me with the guard.
Zach holds his charger and places the coins on the counter anyway.
I insist.
Shopkeeper looks conflicted and sighs and nods gratefully. Zach leads the way out of the shop and through the town. His footsteps are long and full of purpose, which has changed from his quiet, cautious demeanor. I can't help but look at him with a newfound respect. This is the first time I've seen him so determined and driven. Soon we arrive in front of a large, elaborate mansion. It looks very out of place compared to the modest shops in the rest of the town. 2 men guard the entrance. Zach pauses and sizes up the guards. I just want to talk to the mayor. We should ask him if we can see the mayor.
I doubt that would work.
It doesn't hurt to try.
Zach frowns, but after some thought, he nods.
We'll try that first. If that fails, we go to Plan B.
Plan B. Plan for betwixt the eyes, motherfucker. Zach has already moved towards the guards and doesn't hear my question. I face Leanna. You know what his plan B is? She shakes her head, probably to blast him.
Let's just hope it doesn't resort to that.
Yeah, I agree. We catch up to Zach.
Halt! What is your business here?
We're here to see the mayor.
Does he expect your audience?
Zach shakes his head.
No, but I need to speak with him about this latest tax hike.
The tax hike?
Yeah, the tax hike. Guards glance at each other and lower their weapons slightly. It almost seems as if they disapprove of the taxes too.
You guys don't seem too happy with the taxes either.
One of the guards hesitates and nods.
My sister runs the bakery in town, and the taxes have been hurting her business.
Then why haven't you done anything about it?
We've tried, as have some of the other guards. When we protested, the treasurer recommended the mayor hire real guards.
Treasurer, huh? He glad he mentions the treasurer.
Treasurer?
Yeah, things have gotten really strange ever since he came to town. Suddenly the mayor is passing crazy rules he never would have passed before.
The other guard elbows his comrade.
Quiet down. Do you want one of his lackeys to hear?
First guard frowns and falls silent. Lena raises a hand to her chin in thought.
This treasurer sounds really suspicious.
Fucking treasures, man. The guard motions to her manipulator.
Wait, you're a mage knight?
That's right, motherfucker. Lena blinks.
Yes, that's correct.
Can you scan the treasurer for magic use? I swear, he's doing...
Not your crazy theories again. They already have a court mage to see to that.
Yes, a court mage who was assigned by the treasurer.
Oh-ho! Second guard frowns but doesn't reply.
If we let you through, will you just scan around and see if you notice anything?
Might be a good idea. Leanne nods.
Yes, I'll do what I can.
Just be careful. Some of the treasurer's hired guards may not be so fond of you poking around.
Of course. Both guards step to the side.
On your way.
Let's go.
I think plan B might have to happen anyway. Zach leads the way again. We follow behind as Leanne fills with her manipulator. As we progress through the mansion, we pause unnoticed by the clerks and guards milling about. They must assume we have a reason to be here if we got through the front door. Leanne stares intently at her manipulator, her brow furrowed in confusion.
This doesn't make any sense.
What is it?
The readings, they're so erratic. It's almost like there's... but there can't be.
There's what?
Shadow magic.
Zach looks sharply at Leanna.
Shadow magic.
She reluctantly nods. Zach sets his jaw and tightens the grip as his chargers. So, shadow magic. Someone mind telling me what that is?
It's forbidden magic.
Oh! Okay. That's simple enough. She's entirely focused on her manipulator.
It's coming from...
She jogs down a hallway and stops in front of the mahogany double doors.
behind there.
Suddenly a voice calls out from behind us.
It's you!
Heading down the hall is the same guard from the shop.
How did you get in here? Intruders!
All eyes fall on us as he begins yelling. Guards who previously ignored us now draw their weapons as they close in. Zach pulls out his dischargers.
You go deal with whatever that is. I'll keep them busy here.
Zach kicks down one of the tables and drops behind it for cover.
Go! Now!
Alright, we're going now. As he raises his gun, his purple energy swirls to life. He rains a hail of energy bolts down the hall in suppressive fire. Leanna bursts through the doors. I stay at her heels. The noise from the battle gradually fades away as we run deeper into the mansion. Eventually, the hall leads to a study. A carved wooden desk laden with books and ledgers is in the center of bookcases surrounding it. A man leathering a hooded, dark robe sits at the desk. He scribbles something with one hand while the other hand is hidden within his robe. An older man sits on the other side of the desk. His graying hair sticks out in strange angles and his embroidered clothes are slightly askew. He stares at the open ledgers on the desk, but his eyes are dull, as if they aren't really seeing it. Two guards stand by the doorway, as still statues with those same dull eyes. Treasurer rises to his feet.
Who let these two in? I explicitly said no visitors.
Leanna's manipulator pulses wildly, especially when she raises her arm towards him.
It's him! He's the source of the shadow magic!
Fucking treasures! Math is evil. Neither the mayor nor the guards react.
How dare you make such accusations! Arrest her immediately!
The guards ready their weapons. Stop, we aren't here to fight you.
It's no use! He's influencing them with shadow magic!
Let's fight him. Gustwing gathers around Leanna, violently whipping her hair and clothes. Concentrates in her gauntleted palm and she hurls it at them. The wind knocks the guards against the walls and blows open the robe of the treasure, exposing his hidden hand. Within his palm is a dark crystal sphere. It looks like a marble of darkness and swirling smoke. From within the crystal are shadow tendrils extending to the mayor and his two unconscious guards. Leanna's voice is flat when she speaks. Never heard her sound so serious before.
A tainted spear. And the branding of Void.
Void! Void.
You have seen too much.
The treasure raises the black sphere high, and Shadow Energy shoots straight towards Leanna. She raises her hand and creates another ball of wind, which she fires at the Shadow Bolt. The Shadow Ball cuts her as magically knifed through butter, and her wind scatters harmlessly. Then, Leanna! I dash towards her and knock her out of the way. I take the full brunt of the Shadow Blast, and I'm flung back against the wall. Agony sears my body. I grit through the pain and look at Leanna. It doesn't look like any of the magic hit her. She rushes over, her face a mixture of bewilderment and concern. You got this. I muster up a smile. Go get him.
That was so reckless.
Yeah, it was. Leanna unsheaths her blade. A turn and fire in her eyes, she faces treasure and raises her sword. And the cover art. Her manipular glows of power which flows into her blade, encasing it in a similar glow. Magic particles swirl out as static sparks of energy lash out from her weapon. In an instant, she dashes towards the treasure at an inhuman speed. He fires 2 shadow bolts, while Leanna uses her blade to cut through the air and shoots off 2 slices of energy, which cut through the shadow magic.
What?
Yeah!
Leanna lunges and charges her blade towards the treasure. Just before her sword would pierce him, the treasure throws his tainted sphere to the ground. It shatters apart and shadowy mist leaks out of the orb, closing the room in a dark fog. The thick fog clouds my vision, so I can't see anything. As the slowly begins to fade, I make out Leanna watching her surroundings, but the treasure is nowhere to be seen. When she doesn't see her enemy, the glow from her sword fades away.
Oh.
There's a mare! Ugh. The mare lets out a throaty groan. He rubs at his head, his eyes now looking groggy like somebody who has just woken up.
What is...
Leanna sheathes her blade.
Take it easy. You were under the effects of shadow magic.
Shadow magic?
He shakes his head as if to free his thoughts. He must be trying to shake off the lingering effects of the magic.
Is it finally over?
Leanna nods. Bear takes a few more minutes to compose himself. When his eyes seem more focused, he sighs in relief.
You have my thanks.
Suddenly, the door barges open and Zack races in. Behind him is a wave of guards.
Stop him!
He's with us!
The mayor stands unsteadily at his feet but addresses the guards.
Leave them be! But they... I said leave them be!
They hesitate and shoot confused glances at each other, but ultimately follow the order and lower their weapons.
Took you guys long enough.
He looks at me.
What are you doing down there?
I grow as I rotate onto my back. Leanna offers me a hand, which I accept.
He took a shadow blast. Aimed for me.
Zack blinks in surprise but looks impressed.
Seems like you ended up being useful after all.
Thanks. Leanna checks her manipulator, but it remains still.
The shadow magic is gone.
Good. The mayor seems much more alert.
It was my treasurer, wasn't it?
Leanna nods. He sighs heavily and sits back down on his chair.
When he first arrived into town, I thought he would be like all the other travelers and go on his way. But he said he knew how to make this town even greater than what it is now. He had ideas on how we could become more than just a wayward stop.
By using forbidden magic.
The first step was to increase taxes to build up our treasury.
He hangs his head in his hands.
All I wanted was to help the people here have better lives, but all I've done is cause them suffering.
You weren't in control of yourself.
But it was me who made all the rulings and enforced those tax laws.
Yeah, but you were controlled.
It wasn't you. That man had a tainted sphere, and he was using it to influence you.
The man leans back. He looks tired as if a huge weight was dropped on him.
I don't deserve to continue as mayor of this town.
Dude. One of the guards steps forward.
That's not true.
I'll go over to the voice, recognized it was the guards formerly controlled by shadow magic.
I know what it's like when he used that magic. All I could think about was how I could become an honor guard. The thought was overwhelming and I'd do anything to achieve it. I know that wasn't the real you, Mayor.
The other formerly controlled guard steps forward and nods.
Me too. Little Garrett still plays with the toy sword you gave him for his birthday. Says he's practicing for when he joins the guard too.
The other guards in the room murmured their assent.
There's nobody who can run this town better than you.
The mayor glanced at the hopeful faces of his guard. In this small town, I can believe that he knows each of them by name. Finally, he gives them a weak smile.
I suppose somebody needs to clean up this mess.
He gets back to his feet and turns to us.
I don't know how to thank you for what you've done for us.
Leanna smiles warmly.
I'm glad we were able to help.
Zack and I nod.
You must be exhausted. Please, feel free to stay at Raven Pass for as long as you like. You are always welcome here.
Thank God.
Thank you.
Okay. Three of us leave the mayor to his business and head out of the mansion. Once outside, I glance up at the darkening sky. Leah mirrors my movements.
We should rest up for the night.
Yeah, that was fucked up, bro.
Agreed.
I nod.
I saw the inn back towards the shops.
Zack leads the way. After turning down a side street, we see the lighted sign for the Hogs Head Inn. I stifle a yawn as we head inside. Zack and I sit down at a table while Leanna speaks to the innkeeper. She returns the 2 room keys, looking a bit shocked. Wordlessly, she passes one to Zack. What's going on?
The innkeeper refused to let us pay for the rooms or food. Said it was by order of the mayor, and one he would happily oblige.
Oh yes, the mayor was right in saying stay here as long as you like. That was really nice of him. Nods. Our silence falls over us, but this one feels natural, not a bit uncomfortable. After a few minutes, staff brings out 3 standing bowls of places, one in front of us each of us. Ugh. Once the bowl hits tail, Zack ends of gusto and practically inhales his food. He's Goku. Leah and I share a look before we grab our spoons. Ah, stew again. He nods.
It's hearty and filling.
Good point. Grab it again.
Actually, this time it's venison.
Hooray! It's venison! Hear that, Peer Genesis, aka Mike? I'm eating, your Verizian right now. I take a bite. Oh wait, this is even better. Yeah, grins.
I like venison more.
I try not to wince every time I use my spoon. The fire has eased out of my body, but my shoulder still throbs from when I landed on the ground. Anne glances at me, then gets up and walks back to the innkeeper. She returns with a compress in her hand. She offers it to me with a smile.
This should help with the pain.
I hold it against my shoulder and smile appreciatively as the pain slowly melts to a dull ache.
Thanks for helping me back there.
I smile. Anytime. I continue digging into my meal. So what exactly makes shadow magic bad?
It's far more dangerous than any other elemental magic, and it's incredibly unstable and volatile.
That does make sense.
The most serious thought of shadow magic is how it's able to amplify the shadowy thoughts of someone's mind.
So Treasure was manipulating what the mayor was already feeling? She nods.
He might have wanted to help the town by looking to expand, but there's also a bit of selfishness on his part for wanting to do that too. Either greed from more money coming in and more luxurious goods, or wanting more fame and recognition.
So it amplifies whatever base thoughts that you had. Okay, that reminds me of the Laren's medallion from Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn for Fire Emblem. Yeah, those games.
Everyone has thoughts like that. It's just a matter of keeping those thoughts in check.
Yeah, Leah nods.
Shadow magic, unfortunately, lets those desires loose in a destructive way.
Is there a way to block against it?
Unless you are a mage. Not really.
Pick set or food.
Most people can't control the magic well, and it's very easy for it to backfire and cause more harm to the caster than the intended target.
That treasure seemed to be handling it well. He looks even more worried.
I know. Which is even more troubling, considering the fact that shadow magic is outlawed in Havengard.
Tech pushes his knowledge people away from him.
I think he's part of Void.
Void! Void. Dan's frown deepens.
I think so too. I noticed the branding on his forearm.
What's Void?
They're practitioners of shadow magic. They first rose to power during the struggle of the Three Kingdoms, before the Treaty of Azaria. They wanted to grow their power in the outreach of shadow magic, and a lot of innocent people were killed in the process. At the height of their power, they grew so powerful and were so destructive that the Three Kingdoms had to set aside their differences and band together.
So they were the reason for Terra War 1, I guess.
That's when the treaty was formed. Part of the agreement was to outlaw shadow magic.
Really telling me it took 3 kingdoms to take down one cult?
Shadow magic is a lot more powerful than any other elemental magic. Which is why there are people who still want to practice it. It's impossible to stabilize the magic, so it's deemed too dangerous to be used.
It's like people who think true namers are good in D&D. They're not. Heck nuts. I see. No wonder both Leanne and Zach seemed so grim when I first noticed the shadow magic. I stifle another yawn.
Is everyone done eating?
Zach and I both nod.
Then I suggest we head to bed.
I second that motion. I'm exhausted.
I know.
He grins and I can feel a rush of warmth in my face. I guess she saw my yawn. Zach leads the way upstairs, and clutching one of the keys, we stop in front of 2 adjoining doors.
Well, good night then.
Good night. Zach nods. Yeah, turns the key and lets herself into the room. Joe closes the door behind her. Zach also turns the key and lets himself into the second room. As I'm about to follow him in, the door slams shut. Very funny, I turn the handle, but it's locked. What the hell? Zach, let me in. He ignores me, so I pound on the door. Come on, let me in. He doesn't answer, but a couple people poke their heads out the rooms and glare at me. Sorry. Aha, very funny. You can open the door now, please. I'll answer. Hardly answer him. This is ridiculous. I knock on Leanne's door. Yeah? So his door cracked and pulls all the way open when he recognizes me. Her brows are creased with worry.
Is something wrong?
We only got 2 keys apparently? Okay. No, I was just thinking it'd be nice if we spent the night together. Narrows her eyes and slams the door shut. Damn, that's 2 for 2. Try again. I continue hammering repeatedly on the door. Can't keep us all night. Suddenly the door swings open and I walk in. First thing I notice are 2 twin beds. Jack lounges on one and fixes a stony gaze on me. What the hell is that? Why didn't you let me in?
No space.
There are 2 beds. Jack orders he walks over to our bed and pulls back the blankets. Tucked inside the bed are both of his dischargers. He tucked his dischargers into the bed. Not cool, man. Not cool. I go to remove the weapons.
What are you doing?
This is my bed.
But then where will they sleep?
I just look at him. Finally, he sighs and collects his dischargers. I lie back on the bed. As soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm asleep. He tucks his guns into bed. That's great. I love it. Anyway, I'm rudely awoken by boisterous yells. As I blink my eyes open, I see the pongo plant on Zach's face. What is going on? Zach leaps off the bed, continuing his scolding, and the pongo scurries under the pillow. I think he scared him.
Get out of there!
He snatches the pillow to reveal the pongo tentatively blobbing over his dischargers. Pongo's eyes are slid shut as he wears a silly grin.
Don't even think about it.
Zack scoops up his discharge, forcefully gives him a shake. Pongo's eyes snap open as he wobbles in the air, clinging for dear life.
Poi!
Zack doesn't cease his shaking. Somehow the Pongo seems to be hanging on.
Poi!
His small body jiggles up and down until he finally bounces to the floor.
Poi poi!
He glares daggers at Zack, who is too busy inspecting his chargers to notice. There's a sharp knock on the door. Before I comprehend what's going on, I stroll to the door and open it a crack. It's Leanna.
I heard yelling. Is everything
She cuts off mid-sentence and her eyes grow wide. I look behind me and see Zack dangling his charged high in the air while the Pongo leaps up to reach it.
These aren't for you to absorb.
Poi!
I'll just wait for you guys downstairs.
That's right. Before I can answer, she turns around and walks away. I can't blame her for that. I closed the door and started getting dressed. A long while later, I emerge from the room with the Pongo sitting on my head. Zack has his discharges back in their holsters and shoulders his pack. We head downstairs to meet Leanna, who is waiting at one of the tables.
Is everyone ready?
Hopefully. Yep.
Yeah. As long as that thing doesn't come near my dischargers again.
Poi poi!
Pongo sticks out his tongue. Leanna speaks before the two of them can start again.
All right, then let's hit the road.
That's right. Let's hit that road. Real hard. One final nod, she leads the way out of the inn back into town. The rest of the journey towards Lumia is peaceful yet uneventful. Pongo snoozes on my head for most of the way there. Leanna frequently sneaks a peek at him and smiles to herself. Zack keeps himself continues to be the leader for fewest lines spoken. By midday, I can see the stone buildings of Lumia. Make it through the city gates without incident. Jesus Christ, this is a wizard town. Unlike the quaint houses of Meadowville Village, Lumia is built taller and grander. There's more noise as people fill the streets. Zack stares down the side street.
This is me.
I crane my neck and peer into an alcove.
It's a shortcut to the inn.
And nods.
Safe travels. Hopefully our paths will cross again.
I hope so too.
Good luck at the Mage Academy.
He heads into the alley. Do you think we'll see him again? He shrugs.
Mercenaries have a way of just popping up. Let's keep moving. The Mage Academy is straight ahead, closer to the center of town.
Yes. She points to a looming tower with a high steeple. As you get closer, I see the tower is attached to a castle. Whoa, you studied here?
Yep.
It definitely looks prestigious. She notices my wonder.
What's your academy like?
I shrug. The usual. There are a lot of students all studying different majors, but we all have different required courses which have to complete for reaching into majors. Yeah, nods.
That sounds similar to the Mage Academy. Everyone here must learn magic and casting, but after that, we are able to choose a discipline.
Bridging the gaps. Like becoming a mage knight.
Yeah, that's right.
She is Sword Lady. Sword Haver. We begin making our way down to the grand streets of Lumia. Once we arrive at the academy, Leanna pushes right through the wrought iron gates and leads me across the expansive quad. Students pass by in flocks, chatting animatedly. Each of them wears nearly decade-long cloaks, differing only in color. Leanna glances excitedly at a girl wearing a white cloak. Do you know her?
No, but we're in the same house.
What does that mean?
You can tell by her cloak. White means she's learning wind magic.
Alright, so white is wind. I pay more attention to the specific colors. There's white, red, blue, and green. I can guess which color represents what. Wind is white. Red is fire, blue water, is green is earth. He grins.
You got it.
We fucking knew it. We all walk past on an enclosed field. A young man sporting a green cloak holds a book in one hand and with his other hand aims a manipulator straight ahead of him. His mouth is pressed to concentration and beads of sweat line his forehead. After a few tense minutes, the earth rumbles beneath him and dirt spikes shoot out of the ground. That was awesome.
Come on!
Leia pulls on my arm, reverting my attention back to the task at hand. We enter the east wing of the castle and into an open foyer. There are only a scattering of students wandering these halls, and most are accompanied by an adult wearing long black robes. I assume they must be the professors. Leanna scans each professor we pass, as if looking for someone specific. She leads up a winding staircase and grins when she spots an older man with graying hair. His robes are pleated with white stripes, and he carries a staff in one hand.
Professor Orin.
He turns at the sound of his name and matches Leanna's grin.
Leanna, one of my best and brightest. What a pleasant surprise.
Oh my god. I like this voice. She smiles bashfully at the compliment.
It's great to see you again.
What brings you to the academy?
Actually, I'm here on official business.
Oh boy.
I'm sure you've heard of the random concentrations of magical energy by now.
He nods.
Well, I found someone who was directly impacted.
She gestures to me. I shift awkwardly as his gaze falls on me. Although he looks intently at me, I can sense his curiosity.
What exactly do you mean by impacted?
I was investigating a report of unusual magic energy in Meadowhill, and it turns out the concentrated energy originated from him.
Weird. Professor Orin raises a skeptical eyebrow.
That level of energy would tear a human apart from the inside. Are you sure you weren't mistaken?
My manipulator read the energy level.
Yeah.
Maybe we can use the Academy's equipment to scan him again.
Yes, let's do that.
That might be a good idea. Or a bad idea, it depends. He motions for us to follow him, then turns down the hallway. We arrive in a spacious room. There's a large device on one end of the room, which is separated by a wall of glass. The device has two panels on the side, which stretch about 8 feet off the ground. On the other side of the room are a handful of students and professors. They consistently focus their manipulators on what I assume to be magical tests and every so often jot down notes. A couple of pongos openly roam about the room, mostly ignored by the people. If one wanders a little too close to the crystal, a student chases it away. Otherwise, they leave each other be. I thought you said pongos weren't really welcome in society. Well, looks fondly around the room, reminiscent smile on her face.
They aren't, but mages tend to like them. Pongos absorb residue energy on the mage from casting, which is surprisingly nice. Kind of feels like a gentle massage.
Ah. So, when he casts a lot of magic, some magic exudes from E. Professor Orin gives her a soft nudge.
Go ahead.
He nods and turns to me.
We're gonna take another scan of you now.
You're talking about that huge thing behind the glass, right?
Yeah. It looks intimidating, but it functions the same way as my manipulator.
Okay. Alright. One of the students leads me to the device and has me stand between the two panels. There's a crystal mount on top of each panel. As he closes the glass door behind him, the quiet mumbling of voices is muted into silence. A beam of soft light emits between the crystals and slowly descends towards my head, passing through my torso and disappearing at my feet. Once the light is gone, the same student lets me back into the room. Professor Orin looks grave, while Leanna's mouth is pressed into a firm frown.
This can't be right. Maybe we should scan him again.
Leanna, the levels that you reported would have killed this young man.
Even so, how is it possible that this scan shows he has 0 magical energy?
That's weird! She holds out her manipulator just as we first met. A pale light glows. Unlike our initial meeting, as she holds her manipulator closer to me, the light remains unchanged. Anne's face falls. Professor Orin puts a comforting hand on her shoulder.
Had he just cast it? Perhaps it was magical residue which you had read. As you know, that tends to slowly leave the body after each magic use.
But
It was too high a reading to just be residue.
yeah, good defend Leanna. The last time Leanna used to scan her family, like, on me, that little glowy light was pulsing like crazy. Like it was almost highlighted, it was beaming so much. Professor Orin seems intrigued.
Then perhaps it was a faulty reading from your manipulator.
Perhaps.
I hear skepticism in her voice. I think we were working fine before. Leanna shakes her head as if asking me not to continue.
I should get back to my students, but I hope I get to see you again.
Professor Oren gives Leanna's shoulder one last comforting squeeze before he leaves. While other discussions have been taking place, I noticed the pongos would watch me with interest. A green one starts to gravitate towards us. Maybe it's interested in Leanna's magic, but then why does it look like it's heading towards me?
Poi?
I look down and see my wobbly blue friend at my feet. Hey, you're back. He bounces on the ground, fixes me with his wide smile. Suddenly he stops and stares at the green pongo, who blinks back at him. He hops towards it and grins.
Poi. Poi poi. Poi.
Amazing. My pongo's eyes widen.
Poi. Poi poi.
The green pongo grins and hops away, and my pongo follows it. I have no idea what just happened, but why do I feel warm and fuzzy inside? As pongos run off, Professor in a wheelchair rolls towards us. Although he's lost all of his hair, he doesn't seem as old as some of the others.
Leanna.
Professor... What? Leanna. She doesn't bother containing her surprise.
Professor Xavier!
God damn it. No. He smiles at Leanna.
It's always nice to see a familiar face.
He turns his attention to me. It is nice to meet you, sir.
You as well.
Professor, is there something I can help you with?
Leanna, how high was your original energy reading?
In the thousands.
He creases his brow and ponders quietly.
Tell me, are you familiar with the theory of temporal rifts?
Leanna and I both shake our heads.
In the most basic sense, a temporal rift occurs when the fabric of the universe is torn. In the midst of this tear, there is a moment where the parallel worlds overlap.
Oh boy. Leanna and I glance sharply at each other. Would it be possible to cross between these worlds?
It may be in theory, but it'd be very difficult. After all, that type of travel between worlds would require an immense amount of energy, an amount that no human would be able to manipulate and survive. That's why most elders have dismissed this as nonsense. But listening to all that's been said today, it coincides quite closely with this theory.
For the first time since we arrived at school, I began to feel a glimmer of hope. What more can you share about this theory?
Well, not much, I'm afraid. As I said, most consider it to be either nonsense or too inconsequential to waste their time on. Although there is one man who spent his life developing and researching this theory. He used to be an instructor of this academy.
Is he still in Illumia?
Unfortunately, he left many years ago in search of Ember Mist.
Ember Mist. Leanna purses her lips.
The hidden city.
He nods. If it's hidden, I'm guessing it will be hard to find. Before we can respond, two of two long pigtails strides over.
Please allow me to accompany you on your quest.
Another main character! We got it! Professor Xavier replies sternly.
Absolutely not.
Could you elaborate on your disapproval? This is an excellent opportunity to further my research and education.
She seems robotic.
This is not a Mage Academy-sponsored expedition, so there won't be mages around to protect you. It's a dangerous journey, especially given the fact that no one knows the location of Ember Mist.
The girl stays silent. I can practically see the cogs in her head spinning as he calculates his words. Finally, she nods.
Understood.
As soon as she finishes speaking, she turns on her heel and walks away. What just happened?
Pay her no mind. That's just how she is.
Who is she?
That's Amelia Estelle, the university's prodigy. She's only a teenager, but already a mage caster, which means she can manipulate two different elements at the same time.
Wild. I flash her grateful smile for Abby to explain what a mage caster is. Guessing mage casters are usually older than 13? Yeah, grins.
Just a little. Most mage casters are in their 40s.
Oh shit. Eyes wide. She must really be something special then.
Anyway, thank you for all of your help, Professor.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to be more helpful. but I wish you the best of luck on your journey.
After saying goodbye, his wheelchair moves on its own and pushes him out of the room. Well, does his wheelchair just move by itself?
Not quite. He's using wind magic to push it along.
Oh. Or I see magic use and more wish I could use it.
What did you think of everything the professor said?
It sounds exactly what happened to me. You should find his Emerald City and talk to the professor there. She nods.
Unfortunately, no one knows how to get there.
Not even that professor that we're looking for.
Let's stop by the inn. Since it's a hub for travelers from all over, there's bound to be someone who knows something.
Maybe. That sounds like our best course of action. Once agreed, Leah leads the way out of the academy. Follow her through the twisting roads of Lumia. When asked why we were taking so many turns, she said she wanted to avoid the marketplace, which would be so crowded with people we wouldn't be able to walk through. Soon we reached the inn. The place is a lot larger than our inn we've stayed at so far. But it looks the same. Except the lights look a little different here. There, at least. Along with the smoothly crafted dining tables, there's a fireplace along the far wall with labeled jars on the mantel. The place is fairly busy for this time of the day, and only a couple of tables are open. Per usual, Yana speaks with the innkeeper. I see him point towards a couple by the fireplace. When she returns, she drops the key in my hand.
Here's the key to your room. I figured we're going to be spending the night here.
I nod as I pocket my key.
The innkeeper doesn't know how to get to Ember Mist, but he says that couple comes from the far desert. They might know.
Couple, you say? Maybe we should split up. We can cover more ground that way.
Good idea. I'll go talk to that couple first.
Alright. Okay. As the door locks off, I survey the room. There's a group of adventurers, a cute girl, and a loner in a corner. I think I'm going to do the adventures. I approach a table of misfits. These guys look like they're well-traveled. There's a tall, bulky man wearing fur boots and a loincloth and very little else. His muscles ripple as he takes a swig from his tankard. Beside him is a short and stout bearded man. Gold is entwined in his bright braided beard, and a scar runs from his bald head down to his cheek. The last member of the party is a lithe, blonde, elegant man. A bow slung on his back and his glossy hair spills around it. Hey there. The blonde man grins while the other two peer at me.
Well, aren't you a tall, refreshing drink of water?
Jesus Christ. I picked the wrong option.
I'm Randall, but you can call me Randy.
Okay, so this just turned to front mission 3. Okay. He winks. Well then. Yeah, I just had a quick question.
Not at all. Ask away.
Do any of you know how to get to the city of Ember Mist? Randall laughs.
Do you still believe in those fairy tales? Ember Mist is just a myth.
It's certainly Mist. I think it's a real place. Old man frowns.
The city's underground.
This time the hulking barbarian cracks a smile.
You believe in it too? Of course not. But if it did exist, it'd be underground. Otherwise, why hasn't anyone been able to find it?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever
heard.
Says the person too dumb to wear clothes.
I'm wearing clothes.
Anywhere doesn't count.
That wasn't very helpful. Fuck off. Gonna say cute girl now. I approach pretty redhead by the bar. Hey there. He smiles.
Hi.
Oh, it's a God damn it. Are you looking for a join a party?
I can be.
I sit down beside her. Have you been here long? Gives you a curious look.
Long enough to know that I haven't seen you before.
This is awkward. I'm just passing through.
Oh, where are you headed?
To Ember Mist. Suddenly her smile drops. That's not the reaction I was expecting. But from the adventures that we've spoken to, maybe it was.
Ember Mist doesn't exist.
I frown. I don't think this is going to go anywhere. In her mind, then. Paul drops again as she grabs her drink. She sways her hips as she walks and approaches a man who's drinking alone. Her alluring smile returns as he sits down beside him and touches his hand. Wait a minute, is she a consort? Fuck, really? It's in her name. Let's pretend that didn't just happen. Looks like I'm not having much luck. I wonder how Leanna is doing. Starting from her pouch, she had about as much success as I did. We make our way back to the bar.
Greetings.
Amelia's here. Hello. Amelia waits for us by the bar. Now Charles will see her presence. Lana looks just as shocked.
What are you doing here?
I've come to accompany you on your journey.
The fuck?
Professor Xavier made it very clear that you were to stay at the academy.
His logic is rational, but my presence and assistance is far more beneficial for you than it is for me to remain at the academy.
I feel like she might be one of those gifted students that burns themselves out later in life, but yeah, we'll see. What assistance?
I am aware of the location of Ember Mist.
How is that possible?
How I know is irrelevant.
Oh boy. Alright, if you know, then tell us where it is.
I will gladly impart this knowledge into you should you accept me as a travel companion.
God damn it.
But the academy won't let you go.
He shrugs.
If I cannot go, then I suppose neither can you.
Lana bites her lip. I can tell she's torn. Fuck it. Let her join. We should let her join.
We shouldn't go against a direct order from the Mage Academy.
But, what other choice do we have? He frowns. Nobody said knows the location. I doubt we'll find anyone else who can tell us how to get there. Are you really willing to give up this lead? Lana runs her hand through her hair as she thinks. She steals glances at Amelia, who watches with hawk eyes. Finally, Ray's expression softens as she nods.
Fine. You can come with us, but only on the condition that you let us bring extra protection.
That is a logical conclusion. I am not opposed to it.
Alright. I'll see if I can find some mages last minute.
No!
Both Leah and I stare at Amelia.
Mages will alert the Academy of our proposal.
And then they wouldn't let us go.
Correct.
I suppose that makes sense.
She taps a finger to her chin.
I guess the only other option is to hire a mercenary.
Like Zach.
And I think I know just the guy.
Yes! We fucking got it. Leah and I scan the room for any signs of Zach. She spots him in a secluded corner of the inn, drinking alone.
Hey, Zach.
He looks up from his shaker. If he's surprised, he doesn't show it. He nods his greetings.
Guess things went well at the academy.
As well as expected.
Not really.
I'm actually here to do business.
Zach cocks his head slightly.
You have my attention.
We need protection for our newest companion.
Oh boy. She nods towards Amelia, who barely stares at Zach. He gives her a once-over.
Isn't she a mage?
Yes, but a student.
That is not an accurate description. I am...
Lana glares at her.
A student.
While not untrue, I have fulfilled the necessary curriculum to be considered.
Amelia!
Stop spoiling yourself. Leah is clearly exacerbated. Amelia cocks her head to the side and studies Leah curiously. Anyway, what we're trying to ask is if you're hired and will you accept this job? It's already for hire, will you accept this job? Quick pause, take a long look over his drink. He looks from me to Leanna to Amelia, then pauses again. Finally, he nods.
All right.
Really? That's great.
Yes!
We're headed to Ember Mist.
Jack raises an eyebrow.
The hidden city?
We have someone who knows the way.
Zach gaze falls on Amelia.
Interesting.
Alright, now we have our team. What do we do now?
There's no point in beginning our journey when the sun is almost gone.
Does make sense. That's true.
I should return to the academy before my disappearance is observed.
Okay.
Good idea. We can reconvene here tomorrow morning.
The three of us leave Zach alone. Amelia heads out of the inn. As she leaves, a group of young adults burst in. They laugh loudly and their cheeks are flushed as if from dancing or running. A circle of flowers is on each of their heads. And a gasp.
Oh, the festival!
Oh no! The flower festival!
Yeah, it's a celebration of the spring equinox. Do you want to go check it out?
Fuck it, let's do it. Sounds fun. Lana grins.
It is. It's one of my favorite festivals.
Thank God. We have a festival episode, kids. We exit the inn. Although the moon has traded place in the sky with the sun, the streets are still bustling with people. Leah and I follow the crowd till we reach the town square. Alright, that looks dope as hell, actually. Colored strings of crystal lights hang from large cherry trees line the perimeter of the square. Cherry. Their lights spill soft rainbows on the smiling faces of the townsfolk. The heavenly aroma of spices and grilled meat entices me towards the festivities. A simple stand is set up on one side of the square where musicians play a jaunty tune. They tap their feet in time to the beat as dancers whirl around the center of the square. As we pass through the square, giggling girls offer circles of flowers. Elaine happily accepts hers and lets the girl place it on her head.
It's so beautiful. Everything looks so different.
Her eyes sparkle and she taps her feet to the rhythm of the music as she watches pairs dancers jumping and twirling. For the first time since we met, Leanna's face holds no trace of caution. My eyes are drawn to hers, her smile lightens up her entire face. Turns towards me and quickly look away. I hope she didn't catch me staring.
Would you like to dance?
Oh, fuck yes! I'm up for it. Sure, but I've never danced like that before.
Oh? How do you normally dance?
Her eyes glare as she waits expectantly. Awkwardly step from side to side. Somehow I'm dancing even worse than usual. I'm not even keeping in time with the beat. Leanna hides a giggle.
Let me show you how we do it here.
Thank you. He takes my hands in hers and pulls me to a more secluded area on the dance floor. Alright, we're dancing, kids.
For this song, we're gonna raise our right hands up like this so they touch.
Bends her elbow and holds up her arm to eye level. She moves my arm as it matches hers. I can feel the warmth of her fingers as they brush my own.
Our hands will stay here, and we use our right foot to step to the right, then left foot back. Then we'll shift our weight front and back in a ball change.
Are we waltzing? As she speaks, she demonstrates the steps.
Then we do the same thing on the left. Left foot left, right foot back, and ball change. Then we step to the right and spin from behind. Come on, try it with me.
Alright. Are there button pushes here? Alright. We get in position and Leanna counts off.
5, 6, 7, 8.
First, I step. Oh my god, it's a mini game! Remember, repeat the icon pattern. We win a dance! Imagine Leanna, I step with my right foot.
That's it.
Then I step with my left foot into the back and do a ball change. Next we do the same thing on the left side. Then we step with our right foot and spin. Oh god. We win! I step to the right and spin from behind. Leah and I are a step apart. Did we do this right? Are we supposed to be this far apart?
Yeah. Normally, we'd be facing our new partners, and we do the whole thing over again, starting with our left foot.
Ah, so it's like the dancing Kingdom Hearts 3 Tangled section. Gotcha.
And once that's done, we'll be facing each other again.
Oh. We go through the steps at our time, I managed to dance it perfectly.
Wow, you're a natural. Are you sure you've never done this before?
Only in video games. Growing grin is infectious, I found myself grinning just as broadly. Yeah, it's because I had such a great teacher. Her cheeks flush as she's about to reply, her gaze is meet. Leanna's breath catches in her throat, and she seems to forget what she's about to say. For a second, I forgot about the crowds of people around us. All you can see is her. Then someone jostles us, and we quickly look away. What just happened here? I catch her glancing at me, and she smiles shyly.
So, do you think you're ready to join the rest of the dancers?
Are we? I'm game if you are. I hold out my hand, and she accepts it with that same coy smile. I lead her out to the dance floor. We dance late into the night until our feet ache and our throats grow hoarse from laughing. The party is still going strong as Leanna and I return to the inn and head into our separate rooms. I haven't had that much fun in ages. As I fall in my bed, I enter dreamland with an immense smile on my face. Fuck. Alright. Next morning, we group downstairs at the inn as planned.
Is everyone now prepared to begin our journey?
We nod.
Then let us depart.
She leads the way out of the inn back to the quiet city. Remnants of last night's festival litter the ground in a series of petals and general debris. The cleanup detail is hard at work. The other thick gloves, they half-heartedly remove the decorations and debris. I wonder how long they've been working on this. Festivities continued even after I threw in my hat and went to bed. Leanna and I share a glance and she smiles. We follow Amelia through the twists and turns of the city. Where exactly are we going now?
To the Crystal Rail Station.
Crystal Rail? Sounds like it might be a train. Leanna speaks up before I even ask.
Where are we taking the crystal rail to?
Bazada.
Bazada. She looks up in surprise.
Ember Mist is in Bazada?
They say you can find anything there.
Oh. She shoots Zach a look at which he returns with his usual Sony gaze. What's so surprising about Bazada?
It's just closer than I expected.
Oh.
No, Ember Mist is not within Bazada, but Bazada is the closest station to the location of Ember Mist.
Okay. Leanna still seems skeptical but doesn't push it. I guess I'll find out whether or not Amelia is right. Oh boy. We continue the rest of the way in silence. After a few minutes, we arrive at the station. Set up a simpler version of our train stations back home. Ticket booth is right across from the entrance. While they start retrieving tickets, I look around. Vendors selling food and trinkets line the perimeter of the closed space. The building is mostly empty at this time of morning.
We must hurry if we wish to catch the next crystal rail. It is nearing the platform.
Once we get our tickets, we rush down a back hallway which opens up the platform. Alright, there it is. Arriving onto the platform is a sleek bullet train, porcelain white with windows dotting the sides. My jaw drops as I watch it hover over the tracks. A pair of long crystal rows run along the bottom of the train with identical crystal rows lining the track. It's cool. I feel almost giddy as we line up the board. I can't believe I'm about to ride it on a hover train. Then cocks her head to the side.
Is this not something you're used to?
Correct. Not exactly. I have trains too, but they mostly run on diesel and electricity now. The original models were powered by steam. His eyes widen.
That must be some powerful magic.
Maybe. It's not magic, just boiling water. This is magic. Man smiles.
Poi.
Pongo eyes the crystals on the train, his mouth open in anticipation. Then notices and snatches them up.
Poi.
He wriggles at first, but after she gives him a few pats on the head, he calms down and grins at her. We are about to board a train when the attendant stops us.
Sorry, Pongas are not allowed due to equipment which are sensitive to energy absorption.
Oh no!
Oh.
I look sadly at the blue guy in her arms.
I'm sorry, my friend, but I think this is where we say goodbye.
He blinks back at her in confusion, a worried smile on his face.
Poi?
Leanna's lip trembles.
I'm sorry.
She gives him a final hug and steps him down on the ground. Then, with glassy eyes full of tears, she rushes into the train. The Pongo blinks.
Poi, poi.
Mila cocks his head to the side and looks at it. The Pongo mimics her.
Poi.
I have not known you long, but I will be saddened to see you go.
So long, good Pongo. She nods and hops onto the train. Jack looks at Pongo and instinctively his hand protects his guns.
Try not to eat anyone else's weapon.
That's right.
Poi. poi.
Pongo blinks at Zach's retreating form. Finally, it's my turn. He blinks and grins. I'll miss you.
Poi.
I didn't expect this to be so difficult. Fucking Pongo. He cocks his head to the side and tries again.
Poi.
I'm sorry, little buddy. This is as far as we can go together.
Poi.
He tries to hop up onto my shoulders. He's done it so many times in the past, but I don't let him. I'm sorry, but you have to stay here.
Poi.
We no longer have Pongo. I quickly turn around and head into the train. While other people board the train, I join the rest of my group. Leah tries to control her sniffles while Amelia looks down at her feet. Zach acts as casual as always, but the nod he gives me feels lackluster. We're all feeling the loss of the Pongo. No more Pongo. Just... no more Pongo. I'll occasionally leave these messages to myself in here, just as we go on. He was my first friend when I came to this world. The little slime. After we've had a moment to compose ourselves, we search for our train cabin. We pass through a few cars where we finally find our cabin towards the end of the train. Millie slides open the door and shuts it immediately.
Impossible.
What's going on? She opens the door again and we all peer inside. Inside the cozy cabin are plush seats, a rock above the seats to hold any luggage, and a rectangular table in the center. There is also a Pongo bouncing happily on the seats.
Poi.
Pongo!
Our Pongo's returned! Yes! Leanna squeals excitedly and scoops him back up into a big hug. We all found the cabin after her and shut the doorbell for anyone else is the Pongo. Well, when Leanna knows our stairs, she clears her throat and sets him back down.
But how did you get in here?
Seriously, were you just outside a second ago? How'd you get in here and find our cabin before we did?
Poi.
Impossible.
I think the Pongo broke Amelia. Zach, as unfazed as always, plops down into one of the seats and leans back.
Some things just can't be explained.
Pongo science and teleportation. With how often the Pongo seems to disappear and reappear unexpectedly, you'd think we'd be used to it by now. I take a seat as well and the Pongo hops into my lap. Leanna pouts as the Pongo moves away from her.